Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, I'd like to continue the discussion on the benefits of both acupuncture and yoga. Okay? Because I've received an overwhelming response in the Acupuncture is My Life app thanking me for the most part, along with several questions. And one being, what else would a combination such as acupuncture and yoga be beneficial for? And by the way, if you don't already have the Acupuncture is My Life app, simply download it. It's free. And you can message us and ask any questions pertaining to any ailment, whether you can benefit from acupuncture or not. If you're an iPhone user, it's in the Apple Store. And if you're an Android user, it's at the Google Play Store. But in response to another question, that being, what else can this combination of acupuncture and yoga be beneficial for, is depression. Yeah, depression, which is an incredibly, it's a really complex condition. And there's really no single solution that's going to totally resolve depression for the most part. Now, acupuncture, many individuals benefit greatly from acupuncture, those dealing with fighting depression. But here at the Acupuncture is My Life clinic in New York City, I tend to recommend often enough to my patients who are dealing with mental and emotional disorders to try yoga along with acupuncture. And I have not received one negative response, form of feedback. Everyone was like, thank you. And I recommend it to everyone. Watch Acupuncture is My Life TV, which is airing on Roku TV, Apple TV, or I should say streaming, as well as Amazon Fire, Android TV, as well as all iPhone and Android devices. And there's a section on Acupuncture is My Life TV where there's acupuncture and yoga. And many individuals outside of patients have already begun to try it and have noticed benefits. Why? Because when it comes to depression, like, yoga is known for promoting positivity, which the more positive in your life, the more depression is alleviated. There have been individuals who have noticed just in 1 month of doing yoga on a daily basis, just one single month, they felt much more positive about life. They experienced less depressive feelings, less anxiety, more tranquility, as well as improved sleep. You know, these individuals noticed or experienced a notable depression alleviation. They experienced notable depression alleviation. So, I'm recommending to many of you who listen to Acupuncture is My Life podcasts regularly, and you're dealing, let's say, with some form of mental and emotional disorder, along with seeing an acupuncturist. Watch Acupuncture is My Life TV streaming on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and Android TV, as well as all iPhone and Android devices. You'll notice a difference just doing yoga on a daily basis. And we have great episodes, yoga episodes, on Acupuncture is My Life TV. And do it. Attempt it in combination with seeing an acupuncturist, because especially if you're dealing with depression, because an acupuncturist understands that mental as well as physical health is a product of the quality, the volume, as well as, let's say, the unimpeded movement of chi and blood. Now, I know you guys always hear me speak of homeostasis in terms of acupuncture, that balance of yin and yang, the harmonious flow of chi and blood. When chi and blood is flowing throughout all internal organs, throughout the entire body, harmoniously, I mean, you're so mentally and spiritually as well as physically imbalanced that you begin to feel immortal to some extent. If I had to search for a term to represent how you may potentially feel. Because basically all mental disorders tend to be due to the disruption of one or more of the internal organ systems and their mental components by insufficient or constrained chi and blood. Yes. And this is why, I'm constantly recommending you see an acupuncturist on a regular basis. Because an acupuncturist understands that, let's say, depression, it can be divided into two types. One is excessive and the other is deficient. You see, an excessive pattern relative to depression are usually due to the effect of chi stagnation, or stagnation of, let's say, phlegm and dampness or blood. Where deficient patterns relative to depression tend to be due to lack of chi and blood, or even yin or yang. And the effects of constraint or stagnant and deficient patterns of depression tend to produce different types of mental symptoms. Where stagnant chi and blood, or any form of stagnation in the body in general, tends to produce like a gloomy despondency. Whereas deficient patterns of depression tend to produce depression that exhibits like gloominess and anxiety. And you see, sitting with an acupuncturist, they'll go into, really get into your pattern relative to your constitution and what's going on inside of you. Because again, whether it's depression, any type of mental and emotional disorder, or physiological disorder, or spiritual disorder, it's all relative. And what is it relative to? If you listen to these podcasts, Acupuncture is My Life podcasts, on a regular basis, you already know it's all relative to that person's constitution. It's never a one size fits all when it comes to acupuncture. Because as an acupuncturist, we understand that depression can be the cause of depression can be tied to, let's say, emotional factors, constitution, even your sleep cycle. Okay, because you remember I spoke about excess and deficient patterns. Like, I know many of you are wondering, like, sleep cycle. Yeah, because lack of sleep or a sleep cycle, let's say, that's out of sync with your overall internal rhythms, and this is, again, everyone's constitution is different. So your own personal internal rhythms, if your sleep is out of sync with that, it can serve as a significant contributing factor to liver qi stagnation. And you remember when I said the liver is responsible for the smooth flow of qi throughout the entire body, and if qi is flowing smoothly, then so is blood. Because qi is the energy that moves blood throughout your body. Blood nourishes qi so that it can have the energy to do that. Okay, so when this stagnates, there's problems. And your sleep cycle, lack of sleep can cause that. Lack of sleep can cause yin deficiency, blood deficiency, heart vexation. But other contributing factors to depression can be activity levels. Like if you live a sedentary lifestyle, think about it. Sedentary lifestyles contribute to qi stagnation and blood stasis. And the problems that result from qi stagnation and blood stasis can affect you mentally. Diet can play a part. Excessive consumption, let's say, too much in the way of cold and raw foods, or you're lacking protein in your diet. This can lead to like yang qi and blood deficiency. And even, let's say, a diet that's rich in phlegm generating foods or sugar or soda, excess carbs and dairy, tends to aggravate phlegm accumulation. So you really want to be careful, because once depression has occurred, your diet is very much more influential with regard to this pattern. And seeing acupuncturists will explain all of this to you. This is what I'm saying, along with seeing your physician on an annual basis, regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. It's not just removing the burden of physiological concern from your shoulders, but mental, emotional, spiritual concern as well. That's a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders every single day. Why? Because we understand that health is wealth. The wealth isn't in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your pocket. It's not in your purse. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. It is in you. And as acupuncturists, we understand this. That's why I'm constantly recommending you make acupuncture part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?